She was a natural in front of the camera.
Hey, honey, look what I bought.
2 actors.
Living large in Florida.
I like it. She was totally enamored, totally taken in.
He was a complete package.
They had a really good chemistry together. You could see it.
They become obsessed with each other.
Just a little.
So good.
And they start this love affair.
Then it turned into something much worse.
You see a figure face down on a massage table.
It sent chills down to my spine.
It was a whodunit. He was into some kinky stuff.
In the end, it was more twisted than anything Bonnie and Clyde ever really thought of.
No remorse, no conscience, no nothing.
Every year in Miami, Florida is the Exotica Convention.
Exotica is a 3 to 4 day convention, and it is a very public venue for you to get to meet your favorite adult actors and actresses. It's like going to Comic-Con, but for adults.
2 of the popular porn stars that are expected to appear at Exotica are Sunny Day and Addison.
Also known as Jason Andrews and Amanda Logue.
This is a very interesting couple. Amanda Logue was a 28-year-old, attractive blonde woman with a really vivacious personality. Jason was also a very interesting person.
Had been in the Marines, good-looking guy who was very charming.
He also had made a name for himself as a DJ. He's known as DJ Veritas.
A couple of weeks before this, she totally leaves behind her very quaint life in Georgia, leaves behind her husband and her 9-year-old daughter, and moves in with Jason in Florida. All you had to do was basically look online to see what kind of relationship Amanda and Jason had.
Amanda and Jason tweeted everything.
She and her boyfriend Jason would show their exploits all the time on Twitter.
When I couldn't find them and they didn't show up at Exotica Miami, that was literally the first light bulb in my head. Was like, oh, they're always on their phones, so they're going to be on Twitter. So I could just sort of look at their feed and see what's going on here.
One of the last tweets on that Friday from Jason said, "Sunny Day and I, killing time, waiting for a party to find us."
It was Friday night and Dennis Abramson wanted to go party. So he went out to his favorite strip club, the Brass Flamingo.
Dennis Scooter Abrahamson was a businessman. He ran a tattoo shop. Before that, he ran a tow truck operation.
Dennis had also done repo work, a job where you tend to make a lot of enemies.
He was just a typical guy, but he had money.
He had basically usually about $1,000 or more in cash at any point in time. Dennis is at the Brass Flamingo with a couple who he's really good friends with. It's a husband and wife.
And they were sitting there enjoying what people enjoy at a strip club.
And after partying there, they decide to take the party back to Dennis's house.
He liked to have, women over.
He liked to party. And I don't just mean party. He liked sex parties.
Since it was a couple, Dennis decided he needed someone of his own to make it an even foursome. So he reached out to Craigslist.
Abrahamson had got a lot of his girlfriends through the internet.
He would advertise in Craigslist for women to come over and give him massages at his home.
He had a swimming pool, he had a hot tub, and he had a massage table literally in the middle of his living room. The woman he connects with that night is Amanda Logue, AKA Sunny Day. And he pays her a little extra because he knows she's a famous porn star, and he says she's worth the extra bucks.
It appears as though Amanda had actually been out to the house probably on at least 2 other occasions.
After a while, she shows up. There she is. Walks in, takes off her clothes, jumps in the hot tub, and the party really gets going.
All 4 of them were all basically partying in the hot tub. They was drinking.
There was actually a sign on Dennis's door that said, "Warning, if you could read this, you are being videotaped." Well, it turns out there was some recording inside the house too.
Scooter not only liked to have these sex parties, he liked to have them videotaped.
He always had a video camera at his place, and when he had women over, a lot of times he liked to videotape, you know, the activity between the 2 of them.
Sunny Day gets into the hot tub and the party gets going, and so does the video camera. They went way into the night. In fact, it was 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then 5 o'clock in the morning. Everybody was still there.
Scooter had not been heard from some time, so his cousin, concerned, goes to visit his place.
Dennis's cousin arrives at the house, and through the window, he sees what looks like Dennis asleep on the massage table.
Things look normal, except he goes around to the back, and there were 2 things that were really odd. One, the hot tub was on, the cover was off of it, and the other thing, the back door was unlocked.
When Dennis's cousin goes inside, he discovers that Dennis has actually been murdered.
I was sleeping, and I got a call from dispatch, and it was 10 o'clock at night, and I just went to the scene.
Myself, along with several detectives, also arrived at the scene. The scene itself was horrible.
This was a horrific scene.
As you enter through the walkway and you walk into the main room, you see a figure face down on a massage table. Very clearly you could see that his head was bludgeoned severely.
I looked at the body, discovered a massive hole in the back of his head. Below his head on the floor was a massive amount of blood, a lot of blood spatter. It was pretty bad. I don't think anyone could have lived with a blow that bad. The blood was all over the wall, in front of the fireplace.
On the blinds, on the television screen, on the ceiling.
There was just massive amount of blood everywhere.
There are half-empty open liquor bottles, magazines, I guess you could say pornography, and sex toys around, and a condom on the coffee table.
It's very unusual to the fact that the victim is lying nude on a massage table.
He's stabbed, he's got some kind of right between his legs. Even as Florida crime scenes go, this was rather unique.
And at the time, we knew, obviously, that he was into some kinky stuff, but we didn't exactly know what was going on.
They realized that there was about $6,000 in cash taken from the home. A Home Depot credit card was missing, a digital still camera, and also a video camera.
The very video camera that Dennis was using to record the sex party at his house.
I was walking around the room and I just happened to see a blue hamper. And I looked in there and I saw these knives, latex gloves, a baseball bat, and a small sledgehammer. And I called for Sergeant Sessa and I said, hey, take a look at this. I says, we didn't have to go far for the murder weapons. They're all right here in this hamper.
Everything in there was covered in blood all over.
Everything was right there. So I'm thinking to myself, why would anybody walk out of here and leave the murder tools behind?
These morons left all this evidence behind. And it was like a gift. It really was.
The perpetrators in this case were not exactly criminal masterminds.
To us at this time, it was a whodunit.
Is this revenge? Is this jealousy?
He was a guy who had no shortage of people who might want him dead.